Did you know that the main reason you might still be unprofitable could be the forex pairs that you are trading? Now, as a trader myself who's traded for the last 6 years and earned several payouts from prop firms, I highly attribute my success to trading the right forex pairs. By the end of this video, you'll know the top 3 things to consider when choosing a profitable forex pair to trade. But then that's not all of it, because by the end of this video, I'll be throwing in a bonus that has enabled me make the most amount of money from all my funded accounts. So make sure you stick around to get to know exactly what that is. And of course, if you happen to find value in this video, please like it so that YouTube can actually share it with more other traders out there that are finding it hard to actually find the right pairs to trade. Now, the very first thing is volatility. Now, I'm not talking about high volatility. I'm talking about consistent, predictable volatility. Now, this is very, very important, because when you choose a pair to trade, you want a pair that you can actually predict that at time X, this is exactly what this pair does. At time Y, this is exactly what this pair does. That's exactly the kind of pair you want to go with. You don't want to go with an erratic kind of pair. For example, when you look at gold, it is one of those very erratic pairs, especially if you've been trading it maybe these past couple of days with Trump tweets coming out. You know how erratic it has been. So you don't want to go with such a very unpredictable pair. You want to choose a predictable pair that you know that, let's say, when the session opens, this is exactly what it does, or when in this particular session, this is exactly what it does. So that's the kind of pair you need to go with. Now, personally, my choice is the Euro USD, because this is a very stable pair. You know exactly what's going to do at particular times of the day or at particular times of the sessions. So you know exactly what it's going to do. So that's the kind of pair that I would recommend, because it is very predictable. So for you as a trader, you want to go with a pair that is very stable, a pair that has high stability, a pair that you can easily rely on, especially when it comes to different times of the day. That's the kind of pair that I would wish you actually go with. Don't just go with any kind of pair. So if you're out there and you're looking for a pair to trade, this number one is very, very important. You must go with a pair with good volatility, with good volume basically in the market, because when it comes to a pair like Euro USD, it has the highest volume. It is the most traded pair worldwide, because transactions between the Euro region and the United States are so many within the day. So it is most people's preferred choice of pair. And on this pair, there will be less manipulation, because most people are actually looking at the same thing. So hope this is very clear to you. So if you're out there and you are looking for a pair to trade, this is one of my top picks when it comes to the very stable pairs. Then the second thing to consider are the spreads and other trading costs that actually come with these pairs. Now, when it comes to some of the pairs, especially when you look at maybe the exotic type of pairs, those ones always come with very high spreads. Now, in case you don't know what exactly spread is, this is basically that difference between the buying price and the selling price. You want it to be as tight as possible. So you have to go with a pair that has a very tight spread, because that's a kind of pair that is not going to easily be manipulated. That's a kind of pair that basically everyone wants to go with. So that's the type of pair that you want to go with. You don't want to go with some of those exotic pairs that have very wide spreads. You don't want to be experiencing this. And maybe the other scenario I would like you to look into is the slippage, because with some of these pairs, they have very high slippages. Let's say when you look at the price at which you place your order and the price at which you are filled, it is a very big kind of gap. So you don't want to have such a pair. You want to go with a pair that most brokers actually consider solid. So basically what this means, you are going to pick or choose a pair that basically has very tight spreads and also has less slippage on it. So if you can find that type of pair, that's the perfect perfect choice. That's the sweet spot, because that kind of pair is going to make you a lot of money. Because when it comes to most of these extra trading costs, most traders actually don't get to actually look into them, and they only get to find out that, let's say I went for a trade that is a 1 to 2 and I didn't make enough money on this trade. Especially when it comes to scalpers, you might find you're going for a 1 to 2 and end up actually making maybe a 1 to 5 instead of the 1 to 2 that you aimed for. So you don't want to be experiencing this. You need to go with a pair that is very stable in terms of low slippage and basically a very narrow spread. You don't want to have those wide spreads actually affecting you. So if you can only find this type of pair, trust me, your trading is going to be sorted for good. Now, number 3 to consider is session alignment. I don't know exactly which part of the world you are, but you need to actually align the kind of pair that you trade with the session that you, or the session that is actually most favorable to you. So for example, for me, the London session works very well for me because of my local time. So basically, you want to find the pairs that work or basically move best during the London session. I've seen people that trade USD JPY during London. Of course, that's not going to move well enough for you, because at that time of the London session, basically the Tokyo session is basically closed, and then also the New York session is also closed. So you're basically not going to get those big moves within that particular session. So you don't want to go with such a pair. So during the London, I would highly suggest you go maybe with the Euro USD, or maybe GBP USD, or maybe USD Chef, those kinds of pairs, because these are pairs that move very well during this period of time. So if you can only align your trading pair with the session, trust me, you will start to see some good results in your trading. So try this out, and trust me, you will come back here and you will testify that indeed this worked for you. So hope this is very clear to you. Maybe to take you back, number 1, I said volatility is very crucial. Then number 2, I talked about spreads. You need to find a pair that would not cost you a lot, especially if you're someone that does scalping. You don't want to go with those pairs that actually have very wide spreads. And then number 3 is session alignment. You need to find a pair that aligns well with the kind of session that you are going to trade in it. If you can only master these 3, trust me, everything is going to be set for you well and good. Now, to throw in the bonus, it is basically for you to always trade as less as possible. Trade less pairs as possible. Do not have a watch list of, let's say, 10 pairs. You need to bring it down to 3 or less. So if you can have maybe 1 pair that you can always catch a move maybe on a daily, that would be the best thing, because this is going to give you the best results. Remember that when it comes to trading, less is always more. The less you do, the more money you're actually going to make from these markets. Hope everything is clear on this. Now, in case you have any questions, please head over to the comments and ask all your questions, because I'll be ready to answer you back. And in this next video, I share how you can spot a fake trading guru online, because there are so many posing out there, basically trying to scam other traders, or basically trying to scam new traders that are just up and coming. So make sure you don't fall victim to these trading gurus. So go ahead, check out that video. It will basically show you those telltale signs that show you that, you know what, that is a fake. So check it out.